Hi everyone, my name is Carson. This is Yeji, Joanne, and Ariana, and we will be playing the first movement of the Beethoven Quartet, Opus 18, number 1. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Tell me about your history as an ensemble. I'm supposed to stand here for the camera, so I promise I'm not just trying to creep on you. I'm just gonna stand here. How long have you guys played together?
Yeah, so we started playing together this semester, so in September. Carson kind of brought us all together. He knew us all individually.
Great. Is this your first work together as a group?
Yes.
Excellent. Has anybody played this Beethoven quartet before? Has anybody, sorry.
During COVID?
Yeah, sure. We'll count it. What other Beethoven works have you guys played? Symphonies, sonatas, trios? We all know Beethoven's music, of course. Wonderful performance. My biggest takeaway was that I think there's more space in this music, and that comes just with decades of playing together, playing his music a little bit more. I also think it's amazing. So he obviously wrote this set of 6 string quartets as his kind of like first foray into the thing. He had written some piano trios, he'd written some string trios and stuff like that. This was not his first string quartet that he wrote, right? This was the first one that he wanted published, sort of. And I find it amazing that the very last string quartet that he wrote is also in F major. I think even a young Beethoven, he was in his late 20s when he wrote this, I think he knew exactly where he was going. So I think the strangeness of his late period, I think, is already here, right? We know that in the spacing, in his use of sforzandos, there's humor, there's deep intimacy and all that kind of stuff. And I think we have to distill those characters even more. Even they're not fully fleshed out in this early music of his, but they are there. And I think we have to really jump into that a little bit more. But first, I want to start with some basics and obvious things about string quartet playing that I'm sure you all know. Who leads?
All of us kind of, but in general, kind of Yeji.
Great. Well, in this music, I think everybody has an opportunity to lead. And I think you can be more aware of who takes the reins or who takes the driving seat. So I find that the inner voices are often the ones who really lead the ensemble. Of course, the cello is most often the grounding force, but the inner voices really control everything. Sorry, Yeji. And therefore, I think you guys can support a little bit more and tell Yeji or the rest of the ensemble where you want the phrase to go, what's happening, what's interesting, what's great. So for instance, any of these sections that have just eighth notes, the yum bum 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 bum, you have measure numbers, is that right? Yeah. I would love to hear just Carson and Ariana play from 29. And even if we don't know the other parts, I want you to tell us exactly where the music goes or comes away from. Great. The shape is very, very clear. That's wonderful. Talk to me about the character that you want.
I really feel like the piece doesn't start until there. This is all kind of like an introduction kind of thing, and this is, okay, we're going, we're flowing, we're chugging along. Absolutely,
yep. Optimism, regret, what are we doing here?
Optimism.
Absolutely. I think there's even more life to the sound. You're shaping it wonderfully, but I think the texture, the character of how you want the cello and the first violin to play has to be more obvious. I think there's a cheat code, and it's literally just vibrate a little bit more. And I say vibrato not because I just want to hear wiggles, but I think it does an interesting thing to the bow where you have to get stuck in just a little bit more, but then you also have to lift off. So it has more of this, like, you're indulging yourself in the dance a little bit more. So try it one final time and pay me a little bit more attention to how the stroke is supposed to carry us forward. Beautiful. Okay. Now that we've got the engine going, I would love to hear the kind of beautiful interplay between you two. Let's start, 28 one more time. Sorry, just cello and first violin. Great. Do you see this music as you are affecting each other, or do you just happen to be playing at the same time?
What do you mean by affecting?
Are you responding to each other?
Oh, right.
Or do you see yourselves as in two different sections?
I think it's like a duet.
Can we try the opposite, where you are just enjoying, I got the opening motive finally, and you're trying to make, I don't know, sweet gestures that are just going unanswered. Yeah, I think you can indulge even more. I know we have all these articulations and things, but I mean, it sounds like a young person, trying to flirt, right? So I think it has to be a little bit over the top, and maybe it's okay that it's unanswered. And I think that's great the way that you're playing. Just no, I'm unaffected. Excellent. Let's have everything together here. Great. The engine stuff, I think, makes total sense. Keeping in mind the con brio marking of the opening, I think, is the right thing. Here is a great place where we have to take more time. And his markings are very strange. Okay, so measure 46, we have crescendo, right? And then we have sforzando, which in any other composer's music would feel like the destination, right? But he, being Beethoven, marks forte only the bar after, right? So I think that sforzando has to have more of the wind knocked out of you sense, and then finally the forte is the arrival section. So don't peak too soon in 47 or 49, sorry, wherever that is. As you think about how to create sforzandos and fortes and things like that, we have to use our ears as the judge. Don't worry about playing together. Ensemble will sort itself out with time, but I think really listening to the room, how the audience is going to hear these changes and these mysterious markings, I think that's your arbiter. So don't leave that sforzando until you feel like you've surprised the heck out of us, and then you can play the forte. Let's do this whole section one more time. Good, excellent. How do we do this sforzando? I like that everybody was investing a little bit more, but how do we do it now?
With tension, but it's not really forte there.
Yeah, exactly. It's not yet forte. So sforzando generally for Beethoven is obviously a very sharp beginning, and then there's some immediate drop, right? That's the thing that scares us. So maybe come back down a little bit to maybe mezzo piano or something. Can we go for a couple bars before that? let's just do right on the sforzando, actually. I want to see, yeah. Great. Do it 3 or 4 times until you guys feel like you are really aligned. One more time. I hear some people are crescendoing at the end of the sforzando. Is that what you guys want?
I think the crescendo written in the previous measure still applies, kind of.
Great. Let's have everybody then do it. Excellent. Great. One more time, 40, 41. Beautiful. So I want to go to one of these more extended places where paying attention to the acoustic of the room and the time, I think, is the thing to lead us. I want to skip to the very end. Can we start at 2:45 and keep this beautiful attention to sforzandos or forte pianos? Whoever is leading, let the sound be the thing that guides you. Great, okay. Here is one of the hardest things to do as a violinist. You have to play the articulation, but then you have to communicate to everybody else when to lead, right? How do you do that?
I will lead the pianissimo, and then forte piano, and then he will.
Oh, okay, I see. Got it. That's your job. Can we try a version where it's up to Yeji and play that forte piano note as long as you want emotionally? Pretty good. Actually, that works. I think using sound as the cue is a little bit safer. You know, it also makes it easier for us to understand the music too. Beautiful. This forte piano, how do you understand it? Is it shocking or is it a kind of emotional fluttering? Yeah, I agree. To me, Beethoven, like Schubert, uses forte piano as just like an expressive marking. You know, sforzando piano or those kinds of things, that's supposed to be shock and awe. This is about heart, right? So play with as much heart as you want for as long as you want. One more time. And then I won't stop you, but keep in mind that these sforzandos have to take as much time as they need to really grow properly coming up. Why does he mark all this stuff? Does he want us as listeners to know exactly where we're going when you first play this first sforzando at 258? No. Yeah, I agree. Take as much time as you need to really let us luxuriate in the sound of terror, and then another one, and then another one. Don't worry about cueing. I see you trying to be a very conscientious colleague. It is their job to follow you or whoever's going to lead it, whether it's the cello or the first violin. Whose sound are you guys clicking into? Great. Make it even more obvious. Joanne, if you forgot whatever tempo you played before, if there were a fermata over every single one, how would you play this? Can you just play it yourself? I find that a little too straight. I think, again, this is Beethoven, remember grosse Fuge stuff. Like, there's something terrifying about this music. Even though F major is, kind of home and nature and stuff like that, he's already hinting at terror. Don't play in time. Intentionally don't play in time. Good. And maybe, thank you. Try not to tell us where the next chord is going to come. Like, really think of this as like kind of a blocked sound. I think sometimes you're trying to develop the sound to cue it for us. I think, yeah, that's closer to, I think, what those sforzandos, those successive ones, are supposed to be, right? Let's try with everybody. And it's totally okay if you guys are not together. I want more the sound to be the thing. Great. Let's start a little bit softer so that we have more room to grow. As you are rehearsing and practicing, this is the kind of like experimentation that you have to do. There's no right way to do it. Who cares about the metronome marking? We don't care. We want to feel something, and we want it to be acoustically right in the space, right? Good. Another section that I think you can really lean into his basic character in is this coda. What is this? Yeah, absolutely. I think it has to be funnier. For us to really understand that it's not supposed to be this, Beethoven academic music or erudite music or whatever, it's... He liked his wine, don't worry. Good. So I got the humor, that's great. I think whoever has the quarter notes has to be maybe a little bit more oafish. The yum, that's the galloping, and everything else is, maybe try a slightly different version. And then also, whenever you come with this, we're coming back to singing, less funny and more sincere, right? Take the time, whoever has these quarter notes, to really sing them as if it's the last thing you're going to play. One more time. My heart is not gushing enough in 293. I think you guys need to love all of those notes so much. Can we just play that measure? One more time. Great. I mean, you'll find it in context, but it should have that feeling of not wanting to let go. One final time, same place. Beautiful, beautiful. That measure was excellent, and then keep that attention to passion the next couple measures. I want to end with the opening. When you think about it, this is not the most inventive quartet writing. He's like, oh, I have 4 people. How about I have them play everything exactly at the same time in octaves, right? It's so strange. I think we have to lean into the simplicity of this idea. It's like, oh, finally we have 4 voices. We don't have to rely on a piano. Take the time you need. And then it starts as like a normal Mozart or Haydn quartet would, where he's using different voices. Don't worry about the tempo. Just play the idea. It's simple music, but it's frustratingly difficult to do. The tie plus the 16th note, whatever bowing you do, the tied note has to have even more conviction to it, both in piano and in forte. I think I heard something. So in the first version, as is, you're coming away, is that right? Let's try a little bit more obvious and use time as the way to make that color. Great. I think from measure 21, when you answer, don't pay attention to his tempo. It's like you're trying to say, no, I'm leading. I'm the one leading. Why are you playing my part? I loved everything before that. I'm not so sure about coming away also at measure, 12 or whatever? If you're in forte, sometimes calling a spade is the way to go. But yeah. Let's try the opening one more time, and then Yeji, once you get Carson stealing your thunder, try and correct him. Excellent. My final comment for this is I think you have to be surprised by the music that we all know very, very well. So Yeji, you have this kind of quasi-cadenza thing, and they play this recitative thing underneath you, right? Don't be in a rush to go on to the next version of the motive. Make it seem like you are operatic and taking all your time that you want. Can we go right on that? only other place in this opening that felt that the time needs a little bit more. Measure 90. I think you guys are trying to keep us in the metronome a little bit too much. This could be the end of the exposition, right? But then he continues on. So imagine this is the end of that. Don't feel like you have to bum, 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 bum. Go back to the operatic stuff, which was so beautiful at the very beginning. Can we go from 78, 79, whatever that forte piano is? Do me a favor. I'm so sorry to keep stopping you on this question mark. 91, can you just play those three notes? Bum, bum, bum. And think of this as the end of the piece. If you were to end the piece, how would it sound? Give us even more indulgence in time. Good. Split the difference, and I think then you've got it, exactly. Right on 90, the forte piano. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I can't help myself because we have like a few more minutes. Another time section is just coming up. So when you get to 123, use your ears as the ultimate judge. Do not care about the meter, the beats, whatever. Can we go on? Do you guys have in your part this marking about the sforzando being, for whoever has it offset, maybe not exactly aligned with everybody else? 134. So Carson, technically your sforzando is on the 16ths. Whether that's Beethoven's authentic marking or if it's just an inference, I think it's useful for sound because sforzandos from three people are going to overpower one. So I think that's a good thing to use. Yeah, we're basically out of time, but I think you've started to feel like you have the space to take as much time as you want, and I think you can go so far beyond this. We don't care about taking dictation, obviously. Not that you were playing in such a way, but really allow your intuition in your heart, in your gut, in your ears to kind of lead the tempo and the pacing for everything. I think that's what Beethoven's music is. It's so awkward to play this music, right? And so the only way to accomplish what you want is to just use your intuition. Yeah, excellent.